Welcome back from the break. Council, are we ready to continue the proceedings? We are. You may please proceed.
Yes, we
Thank
are,
you.
Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. I hope you had a good lunch.
Thank you, yes, ma.
Are you ready to proceed?
Exactly.
You're still reminded that you're under oath.
Okay.
During your previous testimony, you mentioned the burial of the November 11th victims. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct.
You mentioned that when the bodies were brought and prior to the burial, actually, you went back to your office.
Exactly.
You just tell us what happened after you went back to your office.
Whilst in my office, not quite too long, one of my provosts, that is the regimental police, came to me. The regimental police is late now. May he so rest in perfect peace. That is Kopul Fafajob. Came to me and said to me that, Sir, RSM Gomez said you can provide him with men.
Can you tell us who RSM Gomez was? Give us his full name, please.
RSM Gomez is Paul Gomez. He was the Army RSM at the time, assigned, in fact, deployed in Banjul. That is at the main headquarters.
Was he known by any other name?
He is commonly known as Papu.
Please proceed.
Well, when this RP came into my office and then told me that RSM Gomez Papu said you provide more men for the burial. I mean, in my office, I told him go to the QRF sergeant and tell him to provide men for whatever, maybe for the burial. So the RP left because, like I said, during that mood, I was completely, I was in a very terrible situation. So the RP left, and I could not see him again. He did not come back again to tell me whether he has relayed the message to the QRF sergeant or not. So this is where the whole thing ends. So immediately from there, I was in the office. So I said to myself, since all the men have gone to that place there, and then I've been the RSM, let me also go and then see what was happening there.
So where did you go to?
I went towards the cookhouse end. So immediately upon arrival there, and Fafa Job saw me, then he came to me and then spoke to me in Wolof that, sir, can you go to QRFB? Meaning that there was nobody in the QRF block, and that is unusual. So I myself noticed when I was going there, because when I peeped, because from my office, if you come out of my office, you turn left, you know, between the guard room and the next block is the QRF block. So I noticed that the QRF was virtually empty. I could only, you know, saw only few people. That is one Sergeant Cisse. He was a former, you know, TSG. He had a hand problem. So he was the one I saw there with some, you know, soldiers, very few soldiers, not knowing that everybody, you know, had gone towards the cookhouse. So immediately when I arrived there, you know, he approached me and told me, sir, fekuma kensi kiwarewe. So chila kone fate lolo, fate ko. So I told him, just forget it. So that was all.
Can you please proceed? What happened
Yes.
next?
So upon my arrival there, RSM did not tell me anything. He did not tell me anything. And then the condition in which I found the soldiers was devastating because it's like their morals were down. Morals were down. Very sad, in a very quiet, mood. All right. But then the burial was on. The second thing that I noticed was, the orderlies to the council when doing the burial. One, they all had their rifles, slung behind. Like you get your rifle and then you sling it, the rifle being behind and then the sling in front. And they were doing the burial. Some of them, they had their headdresses under their shoulder flips. And the burial was on.
Can you give us the names of the orderlies who were doing the burials?
Good. JCB was there. Lamin Fati.
JCB who?
JCB Mendy.
What was his rank?
JCB Mendy, I think he's a private soldier.
And who
JCB
else?
Mendy was there. Bach Samba was there. That is Lance Corporal Bach Samba, the driver, was there. In fact, he was using dark glasses, and then even JCB also was wearing dark glasses. Lamin Fati was there. I could see even Koli there.
What's his first name?
Lamin Koli. Lamin Koli.
Who was Lamin Koli?
Was I think he's a corporal, a medic sort of. He's a medic. Lamin Fati was there.
What's his rank? Lamin Fati.
Lamin Fati. Then he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was a sergeant, either a corporal or a sergeant. Lamin Fati. He's now the 2IC in the Union Barracks. And then people like Suso, but Suso, Alfred Suso, I don't know whose orderly he was, but Alfred Suso was there.
What was his rank?
Actually, you see, some of these guys, they don't wear their ranks. They don't wear their ranks those days. Okay? So...
do you know one Esa Mendy?
Ensa Mendy. He
Esa
was there, yes.
Mendy.
Yes, he was there. He was there.
Do you know his rank?
No, I can't remember his rank. Then Babanjai was there. They were, and then also RSM Gomez. That is, RSM Gomez was also there. So obviously, they were the one doing the burial.
Can you tell us what RSM Gomez was doing?
Virtually, RSM Gomez was the one who was with these guys, with these orderlies. Because if you look at it, Yundum Barracks was under me as the RSM, because you can only have one RSM at a time in the camp. So RSM Gomez came, to Yundum. Under what, instructions, definitely I don't know. I only saw him, working with these, orderlies to the council, and then also coordinating with whatever movement it was going on. And then...
what was he doing at the burial site, RSM Gomez?
He was actually, telling these people to, do the burial. Because I could remember Bach Samba Jallo saying that, I think the process was slow. The process was slow. And then he was saying in Mandinka that Alka Manyadila, Alka Malakum Musul, Altaria, Mantai Mosura. Meaning that how are you behaving? You are behaving like women. Hurry up because we don't have time.
So you can say he was supervising the burial?
Yeah, yes. So for me, actually, when I saw that, and then knowing fully well that my QRF, it is unusual for the men to abandon the QRF because like they are always on standby for any movement. So that was the time when I noticed that the QRF was empty, virtually empty. I, instruct my RPs to get the men out, for them to go back to the.
By which he was.
Turo
Yes.
is also there. Singate, Captain Edward. Is it Ture? Definitely. And then also like to confronted Fafajub, who told me, sir, you see, that by breaking barracks to join them and involve themselves in an act. This is why when I came and a very somber mood, I mean, very. The people who worked were taking part in the. Were standing watching. Do it. And then told them that who were issued with uniforms, deployed, out. Get means of getting them back. See, I will tell you, a senior in charge and hold me, and that sir, the men are activity. People were going to see a total, system in place, because it will not be like that. I cannot, Sergeant.
At the time, one supervising the
Well,
burials.
Was and a day. It's not. It is.
Can you?
One, Kanye was directly under me. Where he got the instruction, allow him to, embark on whatever activity. It would have been better for him to say, well.
Can we just go a little bit back? You mentioned the names of people that had defected. You mentioned one name, actually, Kanye. Do you remember any other person that
Was it?
Why would you say he defected?
Because as far as I'm concerned, movement of soldiers goes with instructions. That is to say, look, you do this. So if you move, it's like you are doing it on your own. That is maybe absenting yourself from place of duty, or like you break out of barracks. Because like breaking out of barracks is like the barracks, everybody is within that barracks, and then you decided that, well, okay, I should not be here, then let me move out. Snitch to move out. So obviously you will be considered as somebody who broke barracks.
Does the name Buba Jame mean anything to you?
Yes. Buba Jame, yes, he was the prof on duty that day.
He was the one that you met at the guard room when you were being detained?
Being detained, exactly.
Was he one of the defectors?
Buba Jam, yes, I can also classify him as somebody who defected. Because taking part in such an activity, definitely to me, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, one BN was never taxed to take part, because this one is a purely State House issue. Not, they were carrying out a mission outside and then, doing the finishing touches in one BN.
Was he also one of the soldiers that was responsible for detaining officers? Because you met him at the guard room on that day.
When I met him at the guard room, like if you enter in the guard room on the left-hand side, that's where I met him standing. But from there, I got inside, so I don't know what he was doing whilst I was inside the cells.
Tell us what happened after the burials.
After the burial, we have another episode where Basiru Kamara, Corporal Basiru Kamara and EMCC were called upon from the cells, and summarily executed.
Let's just get things clear in terms of the sequence of events. You've already mentioned in your testimony that Basiru Kamara was already buried in one of the pits earlier on. So if that is the case, can you just tell us how he came to have been killed after the burials?
One, I will confirm that the killing took place. But the chronological in which it happens, the timings, whether before the burial or it was done, then buried together with these people, that's where, I have doubt. But it happens. The killing actually took place in Yundum.
Can you just describe the killings to us before we go on to that?
Good. I was in the office when they came for these people. And they were also naked, like no jacket, no trousers, only pants.
Where did they come for them? You said you were in your office when they came.
They came for them from the guard room, to the inside the guard room. And then Bach was the guy, Bach Samba was the guy who in fact came and then requested them.
Like Samba Jallo.
Jallo. All right. So from there, they have been escorted towards the anteroom.
And you were watching at this point from your office?
You cannot, from the guard room, yes. When they were removed from the guard room, but as they start going, it's not possible for you to see them moving because it's like they are off site.
Please proceed.
All right. When they were taken out, the same process will continue. Shots were fired, and actually, I saw their bodies. So
how did you come to see their bodies? Because you said you were in your office and they were being led away. So how did that happen?
Yes, like I told you. You see, for me, it's like I do move out to see exactly what is happening because an alcalo, like something is taking place and you are inside your office. So I was trying to avoid a situation where, something might have happened to me. So I went out to see because I have to go and then see what happened because shots were fired. There were no firing happening. So obviously, within a blink of an eye, shots were fired. Obviously, I would go and then see what happened. So this is what prompted me to go and then see. So when I went, it was another unfortunate situation. These guys were already gone down.
What did you see? What was the condition of their body?
Lifeless bodies.
Did you see the point of impact?
Cisse, I'll tell you the truth. Cisse, I think the shot was, a shot was, aimed at on his head, because you can see this part was completely open.
What about Basiru Kamara?
No, Basiru Kamara, I did not get close to him.
Can you, apart from Basiru Kamara and EMCC, the other bodies that had been buried, or perhaps before they were buried, did you see what condition their bodies were, or the impact that anything that happened on them?
The bodies that I saw in full were only 3. That is Fafanyang and these 2. The remaining bodies, like I said, were on the Land Rover. And I later confirmed that it was those officers that were taken, and eventually that situation in fact occurred.
So what later happened to the bodies of Basiru Kamara and EMCC?
They have been dragged to the ditch, and then, so this is what I cannot comprehend. This is like understand whether.
Do you know who dragged them?
The person who dragged them. I know Lamin Koli was there. Koli was there. And then also Mbub, Mbub was there, Babukar Mbub. Yes.
What was his rank?
I think he was a corporal.
Sorry?
He was a corporal.
Did he participate in the killing?
I cannot tell, because the killing was done when I was in the office. But you could see them around.
How about the burials?
The burial. Mbub. No, I cannot remember seeing him. But the burial, definitely, it was the Odleys.
Okay.
They were the ones who participated fully.
Where was Mbub based?
Pardon?
Mbub, where was he based?
Mbub was a military police personnel. If my memories can recall, yes.
Would you also say that he defected?
I'm talking about 1BN. One infant. You know, Yundum is the line called Gaf Camp. And I was the RSM for one.
Of Gaf? Tell us if they were buried and how they were buried.
Reach and then buried.
Where buried?
Yes. I think it's in the ditch on the left as you is there. I think,
Bachsamba Jalo.
Yeah, Bachsamba Jalo. So when he told me, my friend, shut up, you don't ask. So I kept quiet. So we entered in the prison yard. I told him, well, I also saw myself is Nitata.
Before you
Yes, now this on Martin's company, a search was conducted. Then that was in the arrest. So at the prison, out of the vehicle, down from the vehicle, told Martin, Olaf,
please interpret.
let me
Understand that too.
You have to calm down, because these people are now under us. They are within the prison yard. So this is how, he calmed down. So finally, we were, taken into custody, and we are taken to the maximum confinement yard.
Was that the maximum security?
No,
wing?
maximum security wing, number 1.
What happened when you got there? Did you say anyone of significance?
No. When we went there, first I was taken to cell number 12, cell number 12. Then Sambu, I think he was in cell number, is it 7? So I was in cell number 12. So that's where so immediately when I was in the cells, I started wondering what must have happened, for me to be arrested. So, and in that time also, I never knew that Sana and others were also there.
Who was Sana and others, please? Can you explain?
Captain Sana Sabali.
And who were the others?
Captain Sana Sabali, Captain Sadibu Haidara, you have Private Jakaria Dabo, you have Babu Karinjai, you have Lamin Drame, you have Abdumane, you have Usman Sonko. Sorry, Omar Sonko. He was an orderly to Haidara. So they were there.
So what happened when you got to your cell?
Because it was late in the evening. Before our process was, completed, then finally we saw ourselves in the cells. Then it was when I was trying to find out what might have happened to warrant my arrest. Then I begin to realize that, people were inside, and then all of a sudden, I noticed that Sabali was there, who in fact was quick to tell me that let me calm down. So I could not understand what happened.
Lieutenant, please, unfortunately we are running out of time, and I know that what you're about to say is going to take a while. I think the particular question I just wish to know now is what Sana Savali told you in terms of why you were being detained. Was he responsible for your detention at Mile 2?
Yes. In fact, when he knew that I was in, he told me that to calm down. Then I find out what happened. So he told me outright that, it was when he was arrested and then severely tortured. So they asked him a question as to, the people that normally goes to his house. He could remember, mentioning my name, that I once went there, just like that.
Can you tell us what happened after that? After he mentioned that it was during torture that you were mentioned. We don't want you to go into, there's no need to go into details. If we can just move on to your own personal experience. Did anything happen to you in particular?
Of course.
And did you witness anything that happened to either Sana Sabali, Sadibu Haidar, or any other person that was detained with them?
So, well, to cut a story short, I also explained to him, but nonetheless, in 2 weeks' time, or in a week's time, Sana Sabali was removed from his cells, and then we were told that, he was taken for questioning at the admin block. Then he came back. The next, Haidara was taken.
What was Sana Sabali's condition or his appearance when he was brought back?
No, this was, I think interrogation, not the other one. So, like, they were taken for interrogation and they brought back. But subsequent, after that, they came and they took Sana Sabali. But when he came back, it was a different thing altogether. Then, after that day, they came for Sadibu Haidara. The same process. Sadibu Haidara was taken. When he came back, Sadibu Haidara's condition was even worse than Sana Sabali because he came under support. He could not walk. Then thereafter, that was the time they came for me.
Before we move on to you, just tell us what you meant by Sana Sabali's condition and the fact that Sadibu Haidara's condition was worse.
Sana Sabali's condition, in fact, you can see it on him that definitely he was malhandled. meaning that he was being tortured also.
What could you see?
Because you can see, lacerations and there's also bruises on his body.
What about Sana Sabali? What
No,
did you
Haidara.
see? Sorry, Haidara. What did
Yes.
you see?
Haidara, when he was taken and then brought back, that one is a different story. He came under support by the prison officers who were on duty. And definitely it's like he was saying, as he was coming.
Why was he supported?
He was weak. And
Why?
then you can see the body was rough.
Why was he moaning or making those noises that you
I
just
think it's
see?
because of the pain. So thereafter, they came. I was just there in the morning when Sergeant Ismaila, I think we call him Is, either Sanyang or Sanya, I don't know. He's a prison officer. Came and then opened my cell. He said, Sanya, okay, come. I came out. Immediately when I stepped out of my cell, he put my hands on handcuff. I said, what happened? He said, okay, no, we are going somewhere and then come. I said, okay. So we walked through the corridor. Outside the cells. As I stepped out of the cells, he put my legs on chains. I could not understand. Then he escorted me to number 4. Number 4, maximum this is number 4.
Security wing number 4.
Security wing number 4. That's where he took me to. So as we were going from a distance, I saw Martin seated with some of his men. But about some steps before
Please
I met
clarify which Martin.
Alaji Martin, Sanya Alaji Martin.
What is his present position now?
He's the Inspector General of the Gambian Armed Forces, Brigadier General Alaji Martin.
Please proceed.
Some steps before I reach him. In fact, somebody I received a knock from the back. Then, in fact, I lose balance and then, fell down. I was supported to sit down.
Do you know what you were knocked with?
No, I think it's a blow, sort of. I started wondering how. Before you blow me, at least you tell me. Maybe you question me. If I refuse to talk, then that's the time to blow me. But anyway. So he started asking me, what do I know about Sana Sabali? I said, what? He said, what have you been doing with Sana Sabali?
Who started asking you?
Alaji Martin. Just like this.
You mean General Brigadier
Alaji, yes.
Martin?
Yes. Just out of blue like that. I said, no, I have not been doing anything with Sana Sabali. Just the fact that I went there to conduct guard changes. He said, no. We were told that you were, trying to, carry out a coup. I said, who, me? So that was the time he now gave instructions for his men. He said, look, handle him. So this handle him, all of a sudden I saw a plastic bag being put on my head and then tied it.
Put the plastic bag over
The
your
guy behind me.
Do you know who he was?
No. But 2 guys that I, in fact, confirmed. That is Senghor, Pa Senghor, and Ndur. Because Pa Senghor was on my
Give
left.
us their full names and ranks, please.
Sorry, we know him as Pa Senghor. And this Ndur,
Where is he now?
Ndur is late.
What about Pa Senghor?
Pa Senghor is alive. Sorry.
Where is he now?
I don't know. He's working with either NSIS or maybe
SIS?
drug squad. I don't know.
Is he with the SIS?
Yes, I think so.
Please proceed.
He asked them to handle me. I said, what? They put that plastic bag on my face, on my head, and then just tied it. Started beating me.
Where did they beat you and how?
Huh?
Where did they beat you and how?
At my back, wherever. Just started beating me. Talk.
Were they using their hands or any particular instrument?
Body, legs, and even the buttstock. So, you can feel, you can exhale, but you cannot inhale. So I was in that struggle.
So you were being suffocated?
Of course. Then they released me. So when they released me, he said, look, talk. So Senghor and Ndur were the people telling me that, RSM, just say the truth so that we can release you. I said, which kind of truth? What have I done? So it was at that point that I told Martin, look, why are you, beating me like this? What have I done to warrant this thing? He said, I have to talk. Talk what? He said, Sana Sabali. I said, no, I don't have anything to do with Sabali. I don't know. He said, okay, look, get him. So this time around, when they get me, it was more even worse. Because,
Who said get him?
It's Alhaji Martin.
All right. What about who was asking you to talk? Apart from Alhaji Martin, you said someone else was asking you to talk so that they can let you off.
This is my Senghor and then Undur.
Please proceed.
So the same process came in. Put him back on me and then just tie the neck. So this time around, when they started beating me, the same process, I can exhale, but inhaling becomes a problem. So finally, I got fainted. I could not remember what happened along the line. It's like I came blackout.
Would you say that Martin was in charge of your torture?
Ma, it is Alhaji Martin. It is Alhaji Martin. And it's okay.
Please proceed, please. Say whatever it was that you wanted to say.
It's all right. This time it got worse. I got fainted. But when I regained energy, it's like I noticed that I was breathing very fast. It's like when you run a distance of 300 meters with full speed and then you stop. I was breathing very fast, and I became weak. It's you cannot just understand. So look at it. You can just see. Look, my hand, in fact, before I thought maybe this hand will never be correct. This is a handcuff.
Do you want to demonstrate to the commissioners or show them where it was that the marks you sustained?
Sorry to remove the...
Please, if you can go around and show the commissioners, please.
Move it.
How was that sustained? On your head? How did you... What were you beaten with? What were you beaten with on your head?
Sorry. During that process of struggle, I told you I got fainted, became blackout. You know what it means if you are blackout? Even if they come and pour petrol on you and then put fire, you don't know. I don't know. But I only saw this mark there.
How did you sustain the mark on your wrist?
Handcuff. I told you immediately when I was removed from the cells, this Ismaila put handcuff on my hands.
So how did the handcuffs manage to actually injure you? Were they too tight?
At the end, the handcuff was so tight on me. I think during the process of that struggling, the thing was so tight on me, you cannot just understand. I mean, so tight, very tight fight.
So it actually cut you?
Yes.
Was anything else done to you? Apart from the suffocation, the beatings, was there anything else that was done to you?
Please, like what?
You tell us. Did you feel any pain at some point? Did you feel something pierce your body?
You see, even as at now, I cannot understand what is in my body. When I was released, can I go ahead? Because you said we don't have time.
Please, yeah, before you were released, tell us how it started.
Yes, I had pains on me, and even at my back, I had pains.
How did you come to have those pains? Did something happen to you when you were being tortured by Martin? Did you feel
I feel like something
being
was put in my body, so which I don't know. I don't know.
Did you feel that something was being injected into
Yes.
your body?
I don't know.
So what have the effects of your torture been on your life since then?
It's definitely unimaginable, and then, well, anyway, it has happened like that.
Have you suffered any health complications as a result?
You see my left shoulder going down, still now, wahala. That's a problem.
Please explain what you mean by wahala.
That's a problem.
What is the problem?
I still have pains.
What kind of pains?
It's okay. Pains anyway, pains.
And where do you feel those sharp pains? On what part of your body?
At the back.
Do you feel them on your chest?
What?
Do you feel them on your chest also?
Yes.
Have you been to any medical facilities as a result of your of the symptoms you have actually suffered?
Thank you. You know, when I was released in 2005, sorry, 1995, the first person that tried to enlighten me as to what had happened during my death certification was Lamin Boja, Lieutenant Lamin Boja, now retired General Lamin Boja, when he was in the clinic. When I went to him, I explained my story and then told him that that was in fact, we went to an extent when in fact I got, fainted, and during that process, when I regained my energy, I became new, but then what I realized was I was breathing very fast, like, I ran for about 300 meters, all of a sudden I stopped, I became so weak. He just looked at me and then told me that you are nearly dead. Because if that process has continued within, in fact, one minute or half a minute, you are gone. Well, I said, okay, so I nearly got into hell. So I explained my problems, and they started, giving me some medications here and there, and then that's it. But along the line, 1996, I went to Ghana to do my platoon sergeant's course and then minor tactics course. That was in 1996. Take note, I was admitted in 37 Hospital in Accra.
Where were you admitted?
The same problem. Because I can feel, that there was an abnormality in my chest. And, in Ghana, when I was in Ghana, the training was so tense, and, and you cannot back out.
Were they able to tell you what the reason was?
I know. In fact, I forgot. I could not request any documents from there. So in 2008, when I went to Nigeria to do my, junior staff course, records are there. I'm always frequent at the college clinic.
Have you ever been diagnosed and told what is wrong with you?
I'm coming. So In 2012, back again in Nigeria to do my senior division course. Same problem. But they diagnosed, he noticed something, see cardiologist.
Describe this black material that he...
I went to Turkey, the same. Turkey, I did ECG, ultrasound, X-ray, endoscopy. Dr. Jaita, TH, now he's in Kenya. Afrimet, no, not Afrimet. The first I was advised by America, this is that I did. This thesis, and then I have the records. Then, from there, just 2017, forces in the Senegalese independence of 2017. You know, Cheteo. I said, look, let me go there. I have the documents. In America, when I went, I was given a bill of $1,900 and something, $958.
Did the army pay for it?
That is the question. Because when I was given that bill, I said, this one, how can one be struggling with $500? Now you are bringing a bill of 1,000 plus. I contacted, I said, look, this one, embassy, take it. But when I came, then I was at a training school. I wrote. First of all, I met the CDS, that is Masane Kinte before. Then from the training school, I wrote and then attached those documents and sent it. Whether the bill was paid or not, that one, I don't know.
Are you still undiagnosed as we speak? Do you know what the root of your problem is?
Well, long time and whatever, no.
Your medical problems. You start feeling the pains in your
He
body.
was in the clinic. It's an RSM. So 59,000%. Sorry, just to cut it short. And posted, took my life. The first, he himself, he did. He said, well, take it in good faith. This for me, you know. Well, the government is trying. Well,
is it correct that you're still
under him? But move. I decided to take the bull. That is for 7 months because I was disciplined.
Do you feel under threat currently?
Anything concerning that.
Has he ever
thing?
Sanyo, thank you very much for. I'm sorry that you. Commissioner Floor, please.
So.
And why did you come?
Thank you, sir. I decided to leave the vice to so that make sure that secondly happening.
Burial at the Yundum Barrack. What did you say was used to ditches where dog much?
The pickaxe. Son that they got.
How long were you and did you
told and to Sedi?
To you to visit you?
No, I was never visited. When I informed to inform my brother that this is what has happened to me, I think the following day I received some provisions. It was like soaps, I think a pair of slippers. Anyway, I received some provisions.
Thank you. Commissioner Carr, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a follow-up question to what Commissioner Jones. How did your detention affect your family?
You see, definitely it has affected the family in a sense. One, I was the breadwinner on daily basis now that I was not there. And then secondly, the circumstances that led to my arrest and detention was never made clear to them. And, you know, what have I done? You know, actually nothing. And secondly, too, they don't have access to me. Since I was detained until release, nobody had ever visited me there.
Thank you. My second question is regarding the food. We've had various witnesses tell us the quality of food. Were you served food while in detention, and what was the food like?
To be quite frank with you, prison diet, it is only for the sake of sustenance that you take it. But if you want to consider on the quality, you will die. There is this slogan in prisons when they are serving meals, especially in the evening: wet or dry. Do you like it wet, or do you like it dry? Wet or dry is like they will bring the kere. If you want for them to put sauce there, you tell them, then they will make it wet. If you want it dry, you tell them, they will bring it raw. So why we always go in for dry, it is a chance of you reprocessing it properly to meet your taste. That is one, you can have a chance of washing it properly, and then also maybe you may have some tins of milk or sugar or whatever here and there, then you can apply it. But when it comes as wet, the scent of the bonga fish that they will put on that food, if you don't be careful, by the time you open the plate of the food, you'll vomit first because of the scent. Because the bonga fish, Gambians, if you don't cook it well, prepare it well and then cook it well, the odor is always not pleasant. I believe you understand what I'm trying to explain here. So this is the situation. Sometimes they put, sauce that definitely you will prefer eating only the kere without touching the fish. Without touching the fish. Or most of us, we prefer the dry than the wet. So when it comes to eating sauce or maybe food very 5% delicious, it is when maybe probably there is an occasion, because when we were there 18 February, 22nd July of that year, we started eating meat, one piece each. So that one is part of congratulation for having a piece of meat on your food, and then at least you taste, the meat for the first time. Then thereafter, maybe Christmas, also, you'll be given some, different diets. But actually, the diet was very poor, very, very poor.
The final question, what did you sleep on? What was the bedding like?
For me, cell number 12 was my cell. In fact, I later knew that it was later a cell that was also allocated to one. The name was because if with one blanket, then you have your bottle where you put your. Well, it's like for us who are tall, it's a problem. If you cannot sleep while bent, you'll never sleep in mile 2. Of us, I cannot remember. Goes on, we become, the ICRC visitor Hans, I think he's a German. When he came, when they visited us, we have